I got 10 minutes, so let's make this quick. A few good things to say on it, Worldslayer. They added a few new mods, but honestly not many. The weapon mods you can count on your hands, honestly. A few new legendary sets. A couple are good. A lot of them, as usual, the old ones are trash. And mostly, the most important thing would be the Pax tree and the Ascension tree. Those are both good additions. Now let's go to everything, not everything, just my list I have of, so far, of what everything they nerfed. Claymore Torrent, Dark Sacrifice, and Killing Spree. Those two got totally butchered, by the way. They are completely useless with how much they nerfed those two. Moon Winds, Radiation Splash, Omen, Fortress, Sandstorm, Shadow Comet, Captain Hunter, Euthanizer, Tainted Blood, Shatter, Circle of Power. All the Tier 2 damage multipliers, which got butchered, I'd say, like Freezing Boost, Radical Therapy. They effectively halved those. And honestly, 8%, I don't even find them to be useful at all anymore. Bullet Kindling. And then also just a few, even mods no one used already. Like, Savor the Feeble. Who on earth, at People Can Fly, thought you should nerf Savor the Feeble? Striga, or Life and Death. Yeah, because people were definitely abusing those mods, yeah. We all know those tank builds. They were really abusing Life and Death. Alright, so now let's go into the quote new content. It was about 3 hours of content in total. If you had a decent, probably even less if you were a true glass cannon build, but if you just had a decent damage build, you could blow through it in 3 hours easily. Like the entire campaign and every single area in Target Guitar. They had basically one new character, a Tuma, which honestly was a pretty interesting character, not developed at all, of course. Yeah, one new character, that was pretty much it, honestly, it was just her. The new villainess has only 2 cutscenes, but then you kill her. The trailer is literally all you see of her, and I mean literally. The entire dialogue you have with her is the trailer of this game, and she's still the face of Worldslayer. I can't believe she's the face of this. There were no new character dialogue options even. Like, you barely ever talk to your old characters, and when you do, they still want to talk about old crap that has nothing to do with what's going on. They killed off the only semi-developed character, of course, which was Shira. They killed off Jakob in the last campaign. Never forgiven them for that, because honestly, he was the only dude I found interesting. The only dude with you I found interesting. My belief is the old campaign should have just been about Seth and Moloch storyline. It should have been way more developed, and that should have been the actual campaign story. The whole Yaguk finding a signal, I think, should have actually been the end game. They should have relegated that to a shorter end game with the expeditions rather than make it the main story. There are no side quests. None at all. It was totally pointless. Let's get into something, let's get into, I actually wrote some of these down, honestly, just so I can, again, I only really have 10 minutes in these videos. The big one for me was, despite the universal difficulty system they added, there's no incentives to even return to the campaign missions. Plus, there's barely any of it once you do it. I mean, like I said, 2 hours of content in the Worldslayer campaign, so honestly, who really cares much to even go back? I would if there's a reason to, but I mean, there's no, like, the rewards. I mean, the reward is you grind up to the final arbiter, and that's it. There's no other way, honestly. They might change it for the other rooms, but the campaign, I mean, you can't even get resources doing that. So if you do it, it won't be till you're literally tier 40, which is going to take frigging forever by the looks of it, if you're doing it legit. And let's talk about that. You know, the Pax tree, Ascension tree were good additions, but the tier system is just a forced, pointless grind, and there's virtually no reward for it. Like, even the chances of you getting apocalyptic hardly goes up. That's why I'm not really in a rush, as you see on my builds, to get there. And also, there's no difficulty difference. The difficulty at tier 40, from what I've seen, if you have level 75 gear versus tier 30 and you have 65 gear, it's exactly the same. So no one should care about that, honestly. There's no variety of encounters, period, anywhere. You know, the walking towers we see in the game, they're just scenery. You never encounter one of those in a battle. You never have creatures and people, like, fighting among themselves, like in Halo. Like, if Halo in the original Xbox can do it, I don't understand how developers in these kind of games can't do that. There are no server fixes at all. Still using the crap host system. No major bug fixes, and only new ridiculous ones introduced, such as Ocreal one-hit ability activating too soon. It's why you have my permission to use a cheater gun and one-tap that dude, because he is bullcrap. There are zero quality of life improvements beyond just the basics, like alphabetize the mod list. Yay, golf claps for whoever finally figured that one out. But the stash remains an unorganized, pathetic 100, and if they ever improve it, they probably will do nothing except make it 150, 200 tops. And also, as I went into my last video, the final arbiter just has bullcrap abilities, total bullcrap. We went into it, you know, Golem doesn't even protect you from it. It's just the developers wanting you to fight him their way, and only their way is what they want to do. He's not even a challenging boss, he's just a bullcrap boss, is the best way to describe it, much like Eye of the Storm was frankly not really a challenging fight, still isn't, but is a bullcrap fight, so is the final arbiter. That's mostly what I have right now. So I just wanted to comment also at the end of this video, once I got all of that off my chest, that once again, we paid $40 for this too. Let me just say, I played Fallout 76. Todd Howard loves his players more than these developers do. Because even in that game, the DLC was free and there was more content than what's in this game. There was more content from Todd Howard for players. More free content. Even less, there's plenty of, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of it. There's plenty of recycled content. Let me also say they recycled the final boss too, like 3 times in the trial. I'm talking about Outriders. So that's another thing about how there's no new content in it. We paid $40 to get nerfed and to have to start over. That was the content. I was in a brief debate with Full Measure because I blame some of the YouTubers out there too who talk about this rebalancing crap. Skyrim is, how old is that game now? I don't even know. It's a single player game. It has broken mechanics and people today still play that game. If you go to the looking for group posts right now, Skyrim has just as many looking for group posts as this game after Worldslayer does. And the posts for Skyrim are just people doing hilarious, gimmicky quotes from the game. That's it. If you go to Fallout 76, this is a good measure. I wanted to say this in the video. A good measure I found of the health of the game in terms of the player base. For people like me who are just casual on the sidelines, don't want to do too much research, but we can still see the numbers. We can see the writing on the wall. Like, this game has had a consistently like 5 to max 10 looking for group posts each day, which is pathetic. Really pathetic, by the way. I think Anthem even occasionally has more than that. They're both basically the same. After New Horizon, it shot up to like 30, and then it dropped off back to where it is within a few days because people realized there wasn't much content there. Today, it is, after Worldslayer, it shot sky high to like 50 to 60, as you would expect. But the past few days, it's petered off to about 30 to 40, and as of right now, you can't really go for looking for group posts and ever find it be 40, and right now it's even under 30 now, most of the time. It's clearly petering it off again. And these developers are right now talking about another rebalancing update. They don't care about content, people. They care about making you play the game how they want you to play it, and I honestly think it's because they don't even believe in their own game now. They're just leeching money off the few dedicated players. I cannot guarantee I'll be playing this game in a month. These developers deserve no mercy, and the few really popular YouTubers that actually supported this crap, they also deserve some of the blame. As I said to them, honestly, I still believe that. And their comeback was, of course, like, oh, well, look at you making all these videos, like, you still playing the game, and you paid for it. Yeah, that's the point. I could see some good things about this game. That made me keep playing. But, I mean, you've seen me quit games, and it's coming for this game. Let me just tell you, it's probably coming. We'll have to see in the near future.